Welcome back. First reported by Wisconsin Public Radio, a small western Wisconsin city rocked last week over a single request from one of its communities. For 25 years, Barron has been home to a large Somalian population. It's now roughly 15% of their overall population. Last week, they asked the city's permission to broadcast the Islamic call to prayer from their two mosques. The request prompted protest from many who turned up at the council meeting, protests that ultimately resulted in a Somalian community withdrawing their request. I spoke this week to Isaac Mohammed, a recently elected Somalian to the city council. So tell me a little bit about what's happened with this call to prayer request. The Somalian community, as I understand it, how did this request open and how did it get to city council?
Well, Somalis are any other citizen of Barron, city of Barron. They have lived in Barron more than 25 years. And now, we have, the Somalis have two mosques here. We have two mosques here in Barron, city of Barron. So, it's a religion of freedom. People felt like, can we do the call, Isaac, since you're now on the council? Are you able to raise your voice on the council level to let the council member know that if it's okay to do that? I told them, you know what, let me check the city ordinance with the city attorney, and with the council. I proposed it in the month of, September. And then we have talked in October, and then it was put on the agenda of the November 16, the last Tuesday.
What city ordinances would this impact? Is it a noise ordinance or?
Yeah, it is the amplified noise ordinance. And, we were in cooperation with the city attorney. We respect the city ordinance here, and we wouldn't be doing, if this goes well, we wouldn't be doing during the evening when people are sleeping, the night or early in the morning, because the Muslim call prayer goes 5 times a day and a night. So if we were to do, we will only be able to do 1 or 2 times or 3 times a day.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the reaction from the community after this request comes forward.
Well, a huge, number of Barron locals showed up at Barron's Common Council on Tuesday night. We have seen a lot of, very offensive comments, negative phrases and words. Go back to Somalia. You don't belong here. This is an Islamic nation. A lot of hatred words that that I didn't like, because Somali community, we are a peace-loving community. We came from a war-torn nation. We don't want to create a problem to any of the U.S. territories. We are here. We left our homeland because of war, and conflict. We don't want to create here. So there's a reason why we came here, and the great nation is open to everyone. That's why we are raising our voice, and that's why we wanted to put on the council on the agenda. I was disappointed to hear that, from Barron locals saying that go back to Somalia. Well, this is my home. I have 5 children. 4 of my children were born in Barron. They don't know where to go.
Is this type of hate that you heard at the city council meeting, is this common? Is this stuff that your community experiences on a regular basis in Barron in the past?
No, this is my first time. It's almost 10 years now living in Barron. I haven't heard such experience. But you know what? It was good to know that we have such people. You know what? It's not only this community. It's wherever you go. We have negative, positive. We have a very awesome people in this community who supports our community. We cannot judge. We cannot. And the biggest problem that people have today is generalization. I don't want to generalize this community. We have a blessing people. We have people who are good citizens, who have welcomed our Somalis to be Barron residences.
Absolutely. So as I understand it, the Somalian community has withdrawn their request for this public call to prayer just because of the commotion it caused. Do you foresee that changing? What's the next step forward here?
We are the Somalis who are residents of U.S. citizens in Barron, Wisconsin, and we are happy where we are at as of right now. But we don't want those who have the hatreds to be an open door for the call prayer of the Muslim call prayer, because we don't want to create a tension. We want peace for this community. And as the leader of the Barron Somali representative, I am passing this as of right now. Not that the group who showed up is winning. It's only that not to go back where we came from. We have come so far from racism. When Somalis, arrived in Barron, Wisconsin, early in the 90s, in the 19s. I mean, we have seen a lot of negatives from all the Somalis who lived in here in Barron, Wisconsin, have told me about what had happened. So I don't want this community to go back to the way it was. We have come so long, where we have now intermarriage, friendship, soccer, schools. Kids are now, amazing. Community loves each other. We only have some negative people. We don't want those negative people to trigger and cause a problem to the small town of Barron, Wisconsin. We stay strong, small town in Barron, Wisconsin.
Absolutely. I thank you for the time you took to speak with me and, shed light on this really important issue. Thank you. We'll be right back.